Hello, everyone. I am back with another, let's face it, at this point, they're just exclusively Brandon Sanderson stuff unboxing. My lovely assistant is not with me this time, because she has been under the weather, so any well wishes for her would be appreciated. As of time of recording, I have been under the weather as well. Without going into too many details, if you've ever seen The Exorcist, oh boy, do I feel like Reagan from that film. But, as they say, the show must go on, and I've been wanting to dig into this box since it arrived. I thankfully decided to get rid of the initial box that had all my information, because that just seemed like the wise idea. But anyway, we are going to open up the Weight of Kings Leatherbound. So, recently I did Words of Radiance, because that's the one that arrived first. And now we're going to do the Weight of Kings. And I'm certain at some point in the future, I will do a video for Secret Project 5, which I'll possibly refrain from using the title if nobody wants to know what it is. But yes, please bear with me if I don't sound the greatest or start making sickly noises. I will do my best to edit some of that out if I have to. Yeah, I'm really glad I decided to get that initial box out of the way, because oh boy, was it a pain. So, here we are. The Way of Kings. One of my favorite Cosmere books. It really does depend on the day whether the Way of Kings or if Words of Radiance is my favorite Stormlight book. I like all of them. There's just something about the first two, though, that they're just so good. Like, I really like the story of the first one. I like the story of the second one, too, but the second one's also the one I wind up quoting the most. We'll set the nice little slipcase aside for now. And here we have Volume 1. And on the back it says, "Speak again, the ancient oaths." And on the back of, this is the Windrunner glyph, by the way, as this is the Kaladin book, the main Windrunner of the series. And on the back we have the first ideal of the Knights Radiant: life before death, strength before weakness, journey before destination. Like the Words of Radiance video, I'm just going to kind of open these up, take a look at them, trying to figure out a nice spot to get the plastic off without, you know, being too destructive. Trying to break out my surgical care. For the record, I'm not a surgeon. I am a janitor at a retail store, but I try to be careful when it comes to handling sharp objects. But yes, we're going to take a look at these beautiful, beautiful books. I haven't decided if I want to get Leatherbounds of all his books, But at the very least, I'm getting Leatherbounds of Stormlight, because right now it is my favorite of his series. And here we have what is the cover of The Way of Kings. And in the back, we have Kaladin and Syl. Oh, so once again, it's going to be a lot of staring at me as I look at stuff. So this art piece, I'm not entirely sure what it's supposed to be. Let me try and find, of course we have Brandon's signature. See if I can find the name of that art piece. Acknowledgements. Doesn't really say. Huh. Anyway, but we have this illustration right here of someone in front of the chasms. Then we have what I believe is the UK cover for The Way of Kings, and opposite that we have Shallan. Trying to remember what city she's supposed to be in at the time. And we have this nice stained glass picture, but I'm not quite certain what it's supposed to be. It looks like we have some Night Radiants and singers, along with possibly the Heralds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe the Heralds? I'm not entirely sure. And we have a map of Roshar. And we have what I'm very much assuming is Dalinar. Book, cooperate, please. Book, please. We have Dalinar, the Blackthorn, who is, not gonna lie, terrifying in that art piece. Which is now making me think of something from Wind and Truth, but I will not spoil that here. Because I am not that person. And we have another map of Roshar. Oh, this is a map of Alfgar, which is pretty neat. I imagine most fantasy people are suckers for maps. Oh, I know this scene. I'm pretty sure this is the breaking of the Oath Pact, because you have the different shard blades there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At least 8 of them. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm only seeing 8 here. And he's putting his hand out to the side to possibly summon his, so, yeah. Some of these art pieces might be out of order as I am going through the book, trying to find things. But Will, you just looked and seen where the art shows up. Why don't you just use that as a guide? Because why would I do that? Oh, we have what looks like the design for the bridges that Sadius's camp uses. The bridges that are pretty much guaranteed to get people killed. I wondered if this was going to be a piece. There we have one of my favorite moments in this book, where Kaladin goes to the edge of the chasm, and you have Syl beaming up to him right before he can, you know, walk off. If you want to know more about my favorite moments from the Stormlight archive, just go through my channel. They're there somewhere. We have here what looks like a partial map of the Shattered Plains. And we have, in very nice decorative, we have the Alethi Codes of War. Readiness, the officer will be prepared at all times for battle, never drunken on wine, never without his weapon. Inspiration, the officer will wear his uniform when in public to look ready for war and to give strength to his troops. Restraint, the officer will refrain from needless duels, arguments, or squabbles with other officers in camp to prevent injury to men who may be needed to command. Leadership, the officer will require no action of his soldiers that he would not be willing to perform himself. Honor, the officer will not abandon allies on the field, nor will he seek to profit from the loss of his allies. Anybody that's read this book, that last one should raise an eyebrow. I'm trying to figure out if this is one of the war camps or not. Because that looks like the Shattered Plains. Oh, do. We have more mappage of the Shattered Plains. What looks like the war camps at the edge of them. And here we have who I presume to be Dalinar and Navani, which Curse you, Dragonsteel, for not giving Dalinar a beard. I know he doesn't have one, but he looks good with one. But again, I know canonically he doesn't have one. Oh, excuse me. Here we have Dalinar catching the Chasm Fiend strike. Which, man, the Chasm Fiends are scary. Alright, so this volume ends with the interludes before part 3. That was easier to figure out than the last one. Why didn't I bother to unwrap this one before I started doing that? Because why would I do anything that makes sense? That's why. I can't get over just like how pretty these books are. I am definitely, when I get a home on my own, I am definitely going to need a shelf that just has like all my pretty books. Because I have these two as a Leatherbound. I have the special editions of the Secret Projects. And I believe I have a Leatherbound of Treasure Island. I believe I do. I don't know where it is, but I believe I do. Here we have the symbol for the Knights Radiant, the symbols for the surges that leads to, you know, creating the double eye of the Almighty, and we have another map of Roshar. It's on the back here. Oh, it's the inverted version a la Shadesmar. Oh, let's see what cool pieces they put in this book. We have Zeph, the Assassin in White. I need to get around to listening to, I need to get around to listening to Wind and Truth so I can do my video on it. But right now, Audible is having issues on my phone. Here we have some Knights Radiant next to the First Ideal. And then opposite that we have Dalinar, who again is terrifying. This is a really cool piece. I don't think I've ever seen this piece. Here we have Syl fighting off the Deathspren, Rotspren, whatever they are, while Kaladin is recovering from his injuries in the High Storm. And then we just have Kaladin and Syl. I love these two so much. Syl is amazing. That looks so damn cool. I'm sorry, I'll show you in a second. So here on this side we have Yasna and Shallan. This scene where they get attacked by thugs in the alley, and Yasna uses her Scholar abilities on them. And then we have this piece. It looks so cool. I'm not entirely sure what it is. I'm pretty sure it's a High Storm, and that is I think that might be the face of the Stormfather. damn, that is cool. And then we have the two different sides of Taravangian. We have the overly compassionate one, and the one who created the diagram. The scheming, conniving one. Okay, yeah, it was Death's friend that she's fighting, and yes, I am right, that is the Stormfather. Which, wow. Alright, let's get to looking for art. You've already seen this map of Roshar. This is Corporanth, which is why I'm pretty sure Shallan is in this book, now that I think about it. It is burning up in this room. Of course, again, I'm still not feeling the best. Here we have one of the singers, which looks so cool. We have art of what I guess is an axe hound, which, not quite how I envisioned them to look, but it does look really cool. The history of man, which I kind of wonder, do we get a revised version of that in Wind and Truth? Because I know there is a piece of art that looks like that. I just don't know if it looks different. Since, you know, slight spoilers for Wind and Truth, we get the true history of Roshar in that book. Oh, the cryptics! Shallan's drawing of the cryptics. The Lightweaver Spren. We have here some of the fauna. Or is it flora? Which one's the plants? Whatever, the plants of Roshar. If I had a way to scan these and put them into a thing, that'd be so cool, but I don't. Here we have Shallan making Taravangian's sketch. Oh, well, I'm gonna love showing that off in a minute. Here we have more of Cal and Syl. Again, these are two characters that I just love having together. Sil really is the person that Kaladin needed. I mean, don't get me wrong, he needs other people too, but Sil's just so good to him. No, I'm not one of those shipper people. Also, how would that work? Like, she's his friend. But, like, even just as friends, they're so good to each other. I'm assuming at some point I'm going to come across art of the second ideal. We have Navani burning a prayer for Dalinar after it's thought that he and his army is lost. Spoilers. Dalinar offering up Oathbringer for the men of Bridge 4. Yasna pulling Shallan out of Shadesmar, which does look just as creepy as I thought it would. I thought for certain they'd have art of the second ideal, but I guess not. Then we have Rock making food for everybody. It looks like... yeah, I can only really identify Rock, Cal, Sil, and Relaine. They're the only ones I can really make out in this photo. Good old Nuhumuku Makiake Alunamore. Brandon, I know you're busy writing Ghost Bloods, but you need to hurry up with that Rock novella. Like, we need to know what went on with him. Anyway, so that's it. That is it for that video. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Hopefully, the next time you see me, hopefully the next time you see me, I will not be feeling as bad. But anyway, y'all have a good one. May the Lord God bless all of you. And if that's not your thing, have a wonderful day. See yas.